Yo guys, I'm gonna react to a light here. So like the original videos in the description. So yeah,
Tower Defense Simulator
TDS.
is not exactly known for its logic. A
Yeah,
lot of things
known.
in the
That's true
game
though.
don't really make a lot of sense.
Very
Haven't
true.
thought of it much? Maybe
I
I
can
can bring
already
up a few
see what he
things.
means.
For
But okay.
example, hidden detection with the Ranger, balloons being able to
Oh
fly,
yeah, the
lead
text.
balloons being able to fly, Gladiator being able to
Yeah,
hit
lead
flying
balloons, which is made
enemies,
out of
and
pure
so
metal.
much more. That just makes no sense whatsoever. So naturally, with all of these things that make no sense, I have decided today to talk about them and decide which one of them may be the most
Most.
illogical
Okay, see.
thing. So here's how I'm going to be ranking these things. If it has an explanation, then it's logical. If it has somewhat of an explanation, then it's a little
Okay.
bit more illogical. But if
Okay.
there's no way to describe it whatsoever, then
No way to
then
describe.
it just wouldn't
No
be
way to
Tower Defense
describe it. Lol.
Simulator. Let's begin with hidden detection.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? You have these
Wait, it's either the tower is that stupid or like the tech is just made in China. It's that simple. Or the tower just doesn't attack or below just I'm not sure if Elite is gonna do, like oh it's because below didn't add it, or maybe it's just gonna be the in-game logic. Like how can Axel see with just his bare eyes in level zero or some crap like that?
hidden enemies who are partially
They're not even hidden. You can clearly see them, but no, that's how TDS works.
transparent. And then for some
That's a
reason,
shadow.
towers like the Maxed Commando or the Ranger that clearly have gear that should be
Mm.
capable of seeing.
I mean, to be honest, though, Commando cannot see though because he's just wearing an astronaut helmet. Unless that astronaut helmet is like advanced,
Maxed Commando or
like
the
he's just wearing a helmet though. I mean, and in Ranger, I mean, like how though? But like, or again, it's either it cannot detect hidden or okay, you
Ranger
know what I mean.
that clearly have gear that should be capable of seeing the hiddens, then isn't. And then take a look at, I don't know, the accelerated
Axel, or wait, is he gonna add Slasher because Slasher he only uses his bare eyes? And wait, you know what doesn't even make any sense? Executioner as well. All he has is his earphones or headphones, and he can somehow detect hiddens, and he exactly knows where it is.
for example, or a certain level of gladiator
Mm-hmm.
that have no gear whatsoever,
Wait, is he gonna
yet
add them?
they do have hidden detection. Now, at first, it may seem like there's no possible way to explain this. I mean, why would you have high
Also, how is it even called a hidden if you can clearly see it with your? I mean, maybe the players and then the towers that have hidden detection do see it, but make it like impossible to see. Or like look at invisibles from hardcore. Make it invisible. Like it would make a lot of sense though.
tech gear not be able to see hiddens that, towers without gear can easily
Hmm.
see? But this is actually not so illogical as we
Let's see what his explanation is.
give this one an explanation. And sure, the explanation might not make perfect sense,
Okay.
but at least it's an explanation.
Okay.
And that
Okay.
is that the towers simply just choose not to attack the hiddens.
Ooh, that's an interesting twist. So it's either they just don't want to attack the enemy in the first place, or okay,
Now,
interesting.
of course, we don't have to analyze a Roblox game to like quantum levels and make it way too complicated, but let's just give this a fairly simple explanation and say that the towers just choose not to attack the hiddens. While this doesn't make much sense either, I mean, why would you have your own towers working for you,
Mm-hmm.
not attack the hiddens? It is still
Okay.
technically a reasonable
Okay.
explanation
Okay.
for why you have
Interesting.
towers that can attack them and towers that can't.
I thought he's gonna use the reason. Oh, it's because below. Okay, I see. He's using in-game logic, right? Not like oh, because the dev doesn't. Okay, interesting.
That doesn't even depend on their gear. If anything,
Yeah.
what is less logical is the hiddens themselves. What
Yeah.
are the hiddens made out of?
I mean, if there are some type of ghost, then okay. I mean, or there are some sort of soul or like yeah, that's actually a good question. Like, they're like these ghosts.
Makes no sense, especially shadows. They're just trans.
Yeah, yeah, shadows. Like shadows are supposed to be in the ground, but no. I mean, they're walking on the ground though. But like, if you know what I mean, like just put your just reflect by using a light and then boom. But no, shadows in TDS, no, they're an actual thing.
Aren't. Those are pretty hard to describe in and of itself, just their
Yeah.
existence alone, let alone the fact that
Like,
they're
what are they?
moving
A
or running
ghost?
along a path.
You can see this purple hue. Sorry if I keep
Doesn't make
skipping.
much sense either. Is there perhaps an explanation we can give to these shadows? Well,
Yo,
that one's gonna
TDS
have to be
lore.
put on hold because that's
Yes,
pretty
TDS
difficult
lore.
to explain if there's any explanation at all. Of course, there's more topics we have to cover as well, like, for example,
Mm.
military bases being
Military
able
base.
to
Mhm.
die to balloons. The
Oh
balloons that are
yeah,
floating.
the balloons. Yeah, let's see about this one. I'm really curious on what he's gonna say here. I'm really curious. Like, but if I had to guess, it's either the balloon has, I don't know, okay, I'm gonna say this as a joke. Do they have a bomb or do they have something toxic? And then that toxic just okay. You know what I mean. But what about a freaking Mark 5 though?
Quite high above the car, and then
Hmm?
all of a sudden, the car mysteriously dies.
It doesn't just mysteriously die. The correction here is the balloon falls. Yeah, like like the balloon just falls, but it's not even hitting the ground yet, and then the military base just dies. Like balloons have health, but you know what doesn't make sense at all, which might have an explanation, is how do the balloons just randomly fall if they don't even if they're not being attacked? It could be the balloon is just the balloons have health. But the thing is, isn't balloons one shot so you can just shoot them once? I mean, not all balloons though, unless that balloon is special. But let's see what his explanation is.
This especially makes less sense when you have a Mark 5 as an example,
Yeah,
which is a
Mark 5, which is
giant mech
big.
who dies to a balloon that is just simply a balloon. Now,
Hmm.
probably some reasonable explanation would be that the balloons are made out of something. Maybe they
Hmm.
have something inside of them that
Yeah, like
triggers the military.
yeah, like what I mean, it could either be a bomb that's like small but like has a big impact on it, or there's like this chemical. There's just this chemical.
Bases to explode. Really, what we're trying to do here is
Yeah,
find some sort of explanation for what is deemed as illogical.
a
And this is an
logical, no.
example, maybe some sort of logic. There could be
Hmm.
a bomb implanted
Oh yeah,
inside,
bomb. Or what if that? Okay, I'm gonna
like the
repeat
military
myself.
base or the
But
mecha
interesting.
base, which is programmed to explode upon hitting a
Pro-
balloon. This sort of
yeah.
logic also applies to gladiators being able
Oh yeah. Let's just say there's a curse to the sword or like some magic, cause like, yeah, whatever.
to hit balloons. Like, the sword is not even
Hmm.
coming in contact with the
Exactly.
balloon,
Just like
and
just
the
like the
balloons are
mil- just
popping.
like the
Okay,
balloon
but
from the
then
military
again,
base
the real problem lies here within the enemy itself, which
in
is
the
the
enemy.
balloon. If you've ever seen
Yeah, like exactly like how does a balloon carry that thing? Like it's either this enemy is made out of cotton, but or it's either they have some special substances to them that they don't just die in an instant. You know what I mean? Because if you shoot them, they don't even. You know what I mean?
the amount of balloon to person ratio that is required to carry someone up into the air, you'll notice you need a pretty
Mm.
big balloon if you want to fly. What we're
True,
seeing
that's true
here
though.
doesn't make much sense.
Yeah,
One balloon
it's either
being
he's
able to hold up an
really
enemy,
yeah, it's
which
either he's really
clearly
light,
seems to be pretty big for a balloon that size to carry it, doesn't make much sense, right? Well, the
Mm-hmm.
logical explanation here is that the balloon, the enemy itself, of course, is hollow, meaning
Yeah,
there's not really anything on the inside of it,
yeah.
causing it to weigh a lot less and the balloon being
Or
able
what
to
if the
carry it.
what
That
if
doesn't sound
the
very
anatomy of
logical
it's
either,
kind of
but
weak? Look at the
it'll
bones, for
pass off
example.
as a half explanation. Of course, then when the
Interesting.
balloon lands, it is able to walk and still has a lot of health, leaving us to assume
Exactly.
that it is not
Like,
actually hollow on the inside. So we're left with
yeah,
another thing that is
true.
seemingly completely unexplainable here. But let's move on.
Let's see
There's
though.
definitely more situations here to look at. As an example, this thing right
Oh yeah, the lead balloons. This thing, wait, this thing is made out of lead, metal, by the way. And how is it
here. Take the
flying?
logic of a balloon as an example from
How?
earlier, and then make it even more logical. Not only do the same physics still apply with it
Like literally
killing at
how?
military or mecha bases, but it
So,
also is now made of lead, and it has to be filled in with something
something,
because, as you
yes.
can see by its health, it is
Unless the lead is
functioning, meaning
just
it's
made in
not empty
China
on
and
the
it's fake.
inside. So now that's three things
So
that
like
can't
it's not
be
made of
explained.
pure
But
lead.
we're not done yet. There's a lot of
Oh
other
my
things
god.
that you probably never even
Try not to lose
considered
brain
which make
cells? I
no
have no idea, man.
sense. Take a look at this ace pilot right here. Notice anything strange? Probably not.
Uh
But
oh, the speed. Oh yeah, the speed. Yeah, the speed, man. I've studied this in science. The
Do you know that the
speed.
speed a real plane is supposed to be going
It's
at?
supposed to be
It's most
fast.
certainly a lot higher than this plane is going at
Yeah,
right now.
man. I haven't
And when
even.
you max out a plane,
Yo, I didn't
it
even.
also goes very slow compared to the
That's gonna
speed of a
fall,
real
man.
life jet. A plane
Yeah.
going that speed would certainly fall.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
part
It's
that doesn't make
supposed to
any
fall, though.
sense that you probably never even paid attention to
Yeah, I
is
didn't
that
even
when a
pay attention to
bus
that.
stomps, there's no damage done to anything
Oh,
for
the
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 max
floor.
whatsoever.
What?
Sure, it
I
stumps the
mean, what about? I
towers,
mean, what
but
about the
the
floor?
floor that the bus
Oh
stopped
yeah, like the boss stomps and the floor. Okay, it is not even a single scratch, but a freaking mecha base is affected by like come on, man.
bumps is completely fine. Not even a
Exactly.
scratch. If you're
Not even
thinking
a
about a
yeah,
massive
exactly. Not
bus
even a scratch. Not
stomping
even a
the
crack.
ground and then stunning
Not even a
every
single
single tower on the
damage.
map, you'd most certainly expect it to do some
Also,
damage to the
this doesn't
ground.
make sense. But how
But
do
of
towers
course,
with
that doesn't
armor get
happen. And we're
stunned
not
by
even
air?
done. The list
Makes no
continues with the
sense.
next logic being
Okay,
these ghosts. Like,
the
come
ghosts.
on, ghosts aren't real. We
Yeah.
all know that, at least
Okay.
in real life. So it would make no sense for it to be in this game either. Of course, because it is a
Dude,
game,
do you
that's
know
the
what doesn't
only
make
reason they're
sense?
there.
How does
You know, and what
how does
ghosts in
a
real life,
tiny bullet
neither would we
deal
want any of the
damage?
other stuff.
Like how does a tiny bullet deal damage to a freaking ghost, but a freaking car or a freaking railgun tank or a freaking Mark Five, like which is bigger than a bullet by the way, deals no damage. Like what's the logic here?
TDS in real life, but that's just another thing that doesn't make any
That makes
sense.
that makes no
And another
sense.
more reasonable but still
Yeah,
unlogical thing is that military based drivers just being completely fine with
yeah.
sitting down in a car and ramming themselves.
Dude, why not just why not they you know what'd be cool? What if they open the car so like when they're near it they're just gonna leave, but poor truck driver or like tank driver.
Enemies and dying over and over. That doesn't
Exactly.
sound like something anyone would do, but then again, it's not breaking any laws of physics like
Yeah.
some of these other things
It's more
are.
of a sacrifice.
So
But
it's
that's kinda dark
still
though.
technically plausible.
Yeah,
Now,
that's still
how am I supposed to determine which of these is the least logical? I mean,
wait there's
we
more.
haven't even brought up the fact that towers such
Yeah.
as the Pursuit can
Pursuit.
go inside of each other in midair, or enemies can go
Oh yeah.
inside of each other if they run through each other.
Oh yeah, the
Most
no
likely, the
clipping.
answer is a lot of things. You
No
can't
clipping.
single out any one of these because all of
No
them
clipping.
equally don't have a reasonable explanation you could give. Now, if you went into
Okay.
some quantum physics or something, I don't
Quantum
know anything
physics.
about that.
Yeah.
Maybe you could explain one or two of these, but I'm telling you that
No clipping.
there's most certainly zero logic in a
Yeah.
lot of things that you
It's
probably
just game
just
logic,
never
who
even
cares
thought
if
of.
there are no
This
clipping?
just goes to show that maybe not having logic is only going to make the game more fun. I mean, if there
Exactly.
really was logic in all of
Yeah.
these, then all of these wouldn't really exist, and we'd lose out on a lot of core mechanics of the game, even
Yeah.
towers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's best that there's not a lot of logic. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we'd like to see a little bit
Oh
more,
crap.
but it's fine. And as always, thanks for watching.
Yeah, so
Tower Defense
oh crap.
Simulator is not.
Also yeah guys, so yeah, so that's the end of the video. I'm not gonna extend the video any longer. If you want to watch the video, it's by Elite, this guy. I would say his explanation is really interesting though. But other than that, yeah, there's some stuff that I almost didn't even point out, especially the ace pilot. But I was studying speed, and then I was like, oh wait, and then I think my teacher mentioned that if the plane is slow, it's gonna fall, and I didn't even and I didn't and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like how does the ace pilot not fall though? Again, I'm not gonna extend this video, but yeah, please like and sub, and yeah, goodbye.